Okay, so this episode will be a bit different than the previous one. It will be a bit longer, so it's like it will be a bit of a mini podcast, and I'll be joined by Nikola. So Nikola is the guest of today's episode, and this is the case study that we're going to be doing today. Nikola is a dear friend of mine. He's also from Macedonia, so we had the privilege of actually recording this interview here in my studio/office. And even though he's one of our earliest users, he actually beta tested Lancer for us and actually helped validate the product itself. And he's been with us since the beginning. We won't be talking that much about how he uses Lancer, and this won't be really an advertisement for Lancer. It will really be a focus on his actual storyline of how he started 20 years old, part-time freelancing on Upwork for $10, $50 projects initially, and scaling that to a full-blown agency where now he works with enterprise clients on six-figure deals, again, all through Upwork. I think it's very interesting, and I hope you enjoy. Because it's a bit of a longer episode, there'll be chapters below, and so you can skip to the timestamp that is more relevant to you. As always, if you have any feedback or questions, feel free to reach out. Bye-bye. What about do you remember your first Upwork client or your online payment? Like, how was that? Like, what was the experience?
I do. Actually, I was applying to every job. I was positioning myself almost as an expert, even though I wasn't an expert. And my pitch was, look, I'm an expert trying to build out a portfolio on Upwork. So I will do it for a cheaper rate.
So even back then that worked. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's also what I did when I started.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and pretty much I had I think a 15 USD project that I worked on for 2 weeks.
Flat. 15.
Flat, yeah.
Not hourly.
Yeah, and the funny thing was I was so excited to work on it. I remember it was New Year's Eve, and I went to bed early on New Year's Eve to wake up on the morning and just started and continued working on the project. And my birthday is 3rd of January, so I worked throughout my birthday and everything. I was so excited to basically make my first money online. So that was pretty much how it started.
Okay, awesome. So you landed your first client for $15?
Yep.
Okay, so I actually wanted to pause the video here just to drive this point even further. So $15 project, and if we scroll down now Nikola, this is his profile, hundreds of thousands of dollars earned, hundreds of jobs closed, six-figure jobs. But he started, if you scroll down, this is all public data. You scroll all the way down, go back 6 years, $25 job, $50 job, $60 job, $40 job, and then comes 600, and then back down 150, 380, 800, 200. So you see the average is going up, even still then $75. So he was not afraid to pick up these jobs while he was building up his profile. And that's very important when you're starting off on Upwork and building up your profile. And this is a stark contrast to the jobs he's getting now. If we go back and now actually look at his highest jobs here, so if we scroll and filter by largest projects, 3 years later, so this is not a long time, 3 years later he has a six-figure job, Upwork enterprise client, 30,000, five-figure job, four-figure job. These are all coming in you start for $40 and then you have hundreds of thousands of dollars project, right? This is very important, and I think the gap between these jobs, so basically the $40 job and the $50 job, and people basically getting frustrated and quitting, maybe the ego is working against them, where they're gonna be I won't work. Why will I work for this guy for $50, $100? They can see that they're building up their basically their Upwork profile. This is your digital storefront. So what this is essentially you're building legitimacy at the beginning. You're not making profit at the beginning. As any career, in any career, you're not making the first 3 to 4 years. You're not doing the job for the money. Think of it as someone paying you to learn on the job, especially if you're beginning as a freelancer right now. And now when you're a legitimate freelancer or specialist in your field 5 years down the line, you have all of this proof behind you, hundreds of jobs, 500% job success score, top area plus, hundreds of thousands of dollars earned, then you can get the enterprise client, then you can get the six-figure deals. That's something I just wanted to jump in and basically just push it further as a point. Okay, now back to the video. How did you transition Upwork to an actual channel where you can make money and this being a stable income? Like, did you take like 10 of those clients? Did you take like one of those? Like, when did you actually start making actual money?
Yeah, so the way I wanted to basically look at it and do it, Upwork was kind of like, okay, freelancing might work, might not, but at the end of the day, I would build out a design portfolio. And my actual real plan was to start applying for jobs. Basically just get my first design role, but get one client, get the second client, and the second client was a bit more, like 40 USD. And then, then I remember I have a 4 or 5 hourly contract that I made 70-ish USD, and that's just scaled and scaled. And I got to a point where I was making 400 or 500 per month.
Yeah, just for context, how old are you back then?
Back then, I think I was 20 years old.
20 years old in Macedonia, that's almost above the average salary.
Exactly.
And it wasn't full time, I assume.
Yeah, it was not full time. I was still a student there at that point.
So you were making decent money.
Yeah. This was basically on the side of doing college and studying medicine actually. So really not related. So, but then 500. I remember the first time I hit 1K per month. That was okay. Okay, you can make some serious money for me at that point. So I was
all pure Upwork.
Yeah, all pure Upwork. 100% Upwork. And just after a couple of months of making 1K, I was basically at a crossroad of continuing college or not, or basically just dropping out and just going on freelancing. Then I just calculated what would my salary be when I finished college, and I was pretty much almost making double that at that point. And I was okay, I'm not passionate about what I'm studying. It doesn't really make sense to continue. So I dropped out basically and just focused more on freelancing and I'm building out my skill sets actually more than focusing on having high rates and everything. Just wanted to build a solid base, and I was more excited at that point to just learn and grow rather than focusing on the money, to be honest.
Awesome, cool. So you're on Upwork from what I can tell from back in 2018, 2019, something like that?
I'd say I think December 2019, so
Oh, okay. Yeah. So can you, everyone's saying Upwork is not what it was, etc. Can you compare Upwork then and now, and you make an argument for how it is now and make an argument for how it was then?
Yeah, I would say Upwork is better now. But
better?
Yeah, but you have to be more strategic about it. Before, you could take on jobs and you could, maybe the start was a bit easier, but once you get the ball rolling, I think now Upwork is a better platform. And I think that comes to a few things. The first thing, more serious clients come to Upwork. I think in the last 7-ish years on Upwork, there are a lot of enterprise clients, and especially now in this day and age, you know this better than I do. New jobs pop out every day, and a lot of people are finding opportunities in those new jobs and in new roles. And the deal size on Upwork and the clients you can get, back then, when I was looking at the top people in my niche, most of them, the biggest project they had 5 to 6K, so it's nothing crazy. But right now, even I have contracts that are over 100K on the platform. So there are a lot of more serious clients on the platform. And I think a big advantage now as well is obviously the competition is larger, but now there's connects. There are not people massively applying to jobs. That part is regulated, and actually just I think the biggest part is that deal sizes that you can get and how fair the platform has become. Before, like back then, like if you're not top rated or you're not top in the niche, like forget about invites. I think now it's a very more even playing field with like, even if you create an Upwork profile today, I think like if you apply to jobs regularly, you would start to get invites, the algorithm will reward you. And I think overall the platform is a lot more built out and a lot more polished as well. So yeah.
I completely agree. So why do you think there's a bunch of like a whole subreddit group on Upwork they're just constantly complaining? What do you think like they're missing then?
I mean, let's ask them like where do they get the clients now from? Like obviously, like running your own business is not going to be a job. It's not easy. There is challenges that come with that. But like even like outside of Upwork, like I think the main problem with that is like people using the 10% fee as the I would say like the main argument against Upwork and low quality jobs. There are always going to be low quality jobs. Like it's hard to get to basically a good quality job. If it was that easy, like everyone would get to it. So yeah, I would say like the 10% fee, but like if you break it down on like how would you go in other platforms, and even like Stripe has a 3% processing fee, and with Upwork you basically get an escrow service, so you're guaranteed that you would get paid for your work.
That's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, like you contract is handled, like everything is handled by them.
You also get like essentially you build out your reputation, then you can use your Upwork reputation, your Upwork presence there, and then use it on other channels.
Yeah,
correct. As you mentioned, public earnings, public reviews. Like you, for instance, you're a Webflow expert, you're a Top Rated Plus, you have hundreds of thousands of dollars earned on Upwork, hundreds of reviews, positives. So then you can just leverage this, and I've noticed a lot of agencies and freelancers do this. Like they actually just put it on their website that they're a Top Rated Plus expert, they're like XYZ, and that's one of the advantages of building out like a Upwork as a channel.
Yeah, and actually like when I reach out to clients, like I show them my website as well, like outside of Upwork, but I also show them my Upwork profile, because that is for me like at least like the biggest trust builder now, because like I don't have like a big audience on like other platforms, but like when reaching out, I definitely like leverage what I have on Upwork. And that definitely helps a lot. So.
Yeah, definitely. So I kind of wanted to talk about you transitioning to an agency from a solo freelancing. I think that's a great experience. But since we're this on Upwork as a channel and we're exploring other channels, maybe before that, can you like break down your acquisition channels like that you're using right now, and how Upwork compares to other channels? And just go through all of the channels you have right now.
Yeah, so right now, like Upwork is our main channel, like for like client acquisition. We also have built out a partnership with a few other agencies as well. But that
as a subcontractor.
Yeah, as a subcontractor. But the problem with that obviously is like lower rates and not consistent work, and getting work that they don't want to do. So you always get the toughest clients that pay the least. So another one is LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is...
You're pretty active on LinkedIn for what I think.
Yeah, I am. LinkedIn is a pretty good channel as well. But I would say the biggest problem with LinkedIn is like if it's hit or miss on Upwork, on LinkedIn is a lot more. And the process of getting a client on LinkedIn, at least on my experience, is a lot more expensive and a lot more time consuming. So because you have to warm up people and basically almost hunt them down. I just got a client on LinkedIn that I was hunting them for like 7 months and just giving them suggestions on how they can improve their follow up, yeah, basically. And the way she basically responded and became a client was like, okay, you've been hunting me down for 7 months. Our Webflow agency is not working out. Let's schedule an interview. So it's definitely like a longer sales cycle, which is not ideal, especially for like a turnaround service like is Webflow, because like most of our clients just need a website, and once they have the website, that goes out, and that's pretty much it.
And actual numbers, statistics, like how would you compare them? Because you mentioned something like it stuck with me, like for you, like Upwork was at least 4 clients a month, and LinkedIn you said like it's 1 client at least in 4 months. So it's like almost 16 times more like client volume here.
Yeah, that's correct. And actually, like that's the breakdown, and I would say like 80% of our clients currently are coming from Upwork, because for the agency partnership, I know like we are almost closing down our acquisition channel because the numbers and the math is still like not working out perfectly for us to be able to scale with that channel. So Upwork and LinkedIn are like our main acquisition channels going forward.
Yeah, I'm just going through some numbers you share with me here. If you're okay sharing with July, like this is insane ROI. You spent $400 in connects, and then the ROI was 6.6K on Upwork from just like a deal flow. That's like what? That's like 15x ROI. I mean, I don't see any other platform you can just plug in. Okay, let me just spend this much, and I'll get this much without any extra effort. Especially since you've kind of also like solved the friction with Lancer when it comes to actually scaling up proposal sending. So we've talked about like, I guess, all of the good things about Upwork as a channel. Like, would you say like what are the worst parts? Like, let's say what's the hardest thing when it comes?
I mean, the hardest thing is definitely like being under constant stress of performance, because you have to perform good for the clients to leave you good reviews and you to continue growing. So it's not like other channels where you kind of like don't care about like the clients. Like you always have to be good at what you do and do that consistently over years. Which, I mean, it's a plus. You build out skills. You build out like skills in managing people, and you have to have like bulletproof processes. But I would say that's the biggest negative, that you kind of are at the mercy of the people you work with, and you have to be a bit selective with who you choose to work with on Upwork to make sure like they don't turn out to be crazy and leave you a bad review for basically nothing.
Awesome. Okay, so for your Upwork strategy, and this is like almost like some kind of advantage on the market you have. So maybe we don't need to go a lot into detail, but there's a lot of venues or strategies and ways to get clients on Upwork these days. Everything is monetized, from available now badges, boosting, sending proposals, automating sending proposals, like boosting proposals, and various tools and strategies. Like, how would you break down like where you spend and how you spend connects, how you approach this, like how you approach discovering jobs, sending proposals, like do you boost your profile for the clicks, how does your invitation numbers look like, etc. Have you seen a pattern there?
So definitely like how I approach it is like testing, like with everything else. Like when the boost profile feature came out, I boosted my profile. I didn't see like huge ROI in that. When Boosted Connects came out, like I started using that, experimented like throughout the months, using it, not using it. Currently, like at this stage, to be honest, we are boosting every proposal that we send out. And the way I see proposals is almost as paid ads. You basically just spend a few bucks to be able to be seen by the right eyeballs, which I think that's like how majority of other places work too. So that's the way at least I see it. And in terms of like invitations, like that was a big part for me, like because we had so much client volume. Last year I didn't apply on an Upwork job for like a year and a half. And since now we are scaling and we have like 3 team members on board. I also have my co-founder. Like I gotten back into the habit of applying to jobs regularly. And what I noticed is definitely the more you apply, the more the algorithm rewards you and boosts you, the more invites you get. Like just for reference, like I didn't get an invite for like a year and a half, almost 2 years when I was not applying. When I started applying, like I still didn't get invites like for the first few months. But when I started applying like more regularly and pretty much on a daily basis, like now I think I get at least like 3 invites per week that are official like Upwork invites. And I also get a lot of like DMs on Upwork, which is like they don't even post a job, they just message you like, hey, like are you interested in this, or will this work out, and let's grab a call and let's schedule a call or something like that along those lines. So I would say like 2 to 3 official invites, and at least like 1 or 2 of those type of messages per week. So yeah.
Okay, on this topic, which is basically increasing the number of inbound organic leads that you get on Upwork for free whenever you actually increase the volume of proposals you send out. We have actual concrete and strong data to back this up. So it's not really just talking out of our ass, right? So Nikola actually shared his stats with us, and you'll see here, if we overlay this with basically his stats on the Lancer dashboard, we'll see like a great parallel and a correlation whenever he increased the number of sent proposals with the number of profile views he got and invitations he got within the same time period. And let's see what this looks. So basically he started using Lancer end of May. June he started sending proposals. July he actually set a record of how many proposals he sent. So that was his biggest month yet. And then you see in parallel, and you can see this here, by the way, how many proposals he sent. So this is showing from May to September from last year. This is when we recorded the video. So May toward June is increasing, then July hits a peak. He sent almost 160 proposals, which is not that much. We have users sending thousands of proposals a month. And then back in August, he basically was at full capacity. He lowered the number of proposals sent, and this actually had a direct correlation of how many leads extra on top of he got from inbound leads. So his profile was, again, he's not boosted or anything, right? He's not boosting his profile. This is completely organic. So you'll see in July when he sent the most proposals, that's when he had the most profile views, which also ended up in the most invitations. You see, like August back down, he lowered the number of proposals, and also he had a lower number of invitations. So it's a very interesting thing to see. There's a lot of people saying, oh yeah, I rely only on invitations and inbound, I don't send any proposals. But even then, if you actually send proposals and you're looking to scale, you're not at max capacity, you should be sending proposals because the Upwork algorithm will give you even more invitations. That's it on this subject. Let's go back to the video. What would be your biggest advice for someone looking to start on this journey right now and like go into freelancing or agency like as a service provider?
Yeah, I would definitely suggest them to pick a platform. I mean, I'm biased with Upwork, so I would recommend Upwork. Don't focus on the money straight away. I would say focus first on building out their profile and building out their portfolio, just getting in like a few good reviews, and after that, like they have the social proof to hunt bigger clients and to go for the bigger fish. And I think like just after a couple of months of doing that, they would stick to it, and they would see the rewards coming in. And once you see the rewards coming in, like there is no basically like looking back. You just look to scale and to go forward. So I would definitely say like put your head down for like the first few jobs, like drop your ego, like you might have to work for lower rates. But yeah, like if you do a good job, like the rewards, like it's basically like not comparable to what you're gonna do in those few months. So look, this is like a long journey. Focus like on the long-term vision and don't get like set back with short-term outcomes that might not be the most ideal.
So essentially, you think that anyone that's actually a great service provider has the time, resources, conviction, can start even today on Upwork and actually just establish this as their biggest acquisition channel?
Pretty much, yeah. I would say like just give it like 2 to 3 months. Like really give it 2 to 3 months. Like apply to jobs, even maybe spend some money on connections. Focus on delivering to those clients. Make those clients happy. Like, and you will see returns. Like, and I can pretty much almost but guarantee that to everyone.
What about we didn't touch on this? Like, what about actually the when it comes to strategy and positioning yourself on the market with an offer? Did you think a lot about like what's the offer within the cover letter, how you write the cover letter? And again, we don't need to go really into detail because this is some kind of like, let's say, strategic advantage even. But like, there's a huge difference. I've seen some users have like they essentially write a whole essay when sending a cover letter, and some send like 1 or 2 paragraphs. And honestly, depending on the niche, the type of clients they're targeting, both have actual can have success. So what's your actual strategy, and what have you iterated, what have you learned from starting to now where you're at, like when it comes to actually what you propose to do for the client, how you sell yourself? Do you sell like, okay, let's do a free consultancy call, let's do a package deal, let's do an hourly rate, like how do you think, and how important do you think is the actual cover letter when it comes to?
It's very important. Like it's the first touch point with them. It's the first impression you leave out to them. And I would say like you focus on the first sentence and the first thing that appears with them. I think you have to almost think about it as, I like to joke about it as a LinkedIn post. Like you have to hook them in with the first sentence to make it interesting enough, maybe to stand out a bit, for them to open your cover letter. Because as you said, like depending on the niche, I would like to believe that my niche is very competitive. Like there are jobs with, I don't know, like 70, 80 proposals. So out of 70, 80 people, like you have to have a strategy on how to jump out. That could be like the first sentence, that could be your profile photo, like overall your profile. There's a lot of free resources that you can find on the internet on how to do that and how to test that. But in terms of like the proposal and the whole, I would say, length of it, the word choices you would use, I would say not focus on it too much at the start. Once you get experience working with clients and you have build out like an ICP and like who your clients are, you would understand them a lot better and you would understand how to communicate with them. And I think my cover letter from start till now, it just gotten better and better, like as the years pass, as I understand who my clients are better, like how can I would say, help them a bit better and how to present my value to them a bit better. So I would definitely say it's a work in progress. So it's constant improvement. It's not something you do once and you forget about it. It's something you test out, iterate. As you said, like depending on the niche and your clients, like different people would have different needs and wants. So you have to attend to that, basically. I think that was all, right?
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So I didn't know that actually it was that competitive for you as well, like 70, 80, like you're approaching software development and projects, and you having, like we've seen your conversion numbers, they're insane now that you actually, so whatever you're doing is obviously working. The cover letter plus the boosting strategy, the bidding strategy, everything. Awesome. I actually went through all my questions. Maybe there's one more actually. Like, have you tried other platforms and how do they compare or no?
Yeah, I did. I tried Contra, which is like this new platform for design specifically. I think they specify in the design niche. But to be honest, haven't had much of success there. Maybe it's part of like me not just giving it all to a platform. But I think the most thing is like, because Upwork is so concentrated with clients, the most amount of clients you would find on Upwork. Like Upwork is the biggest freelancing platform out there. So like from a big pool of clients, like I believe that's the best strategy to go for. I think like Contra is a great platform, but it's a very small. Fiverr is obviously like the biggest competitor. I've tried Fiverr, but Fiverr is more like the way I see it, at least I understand it, it's more of luck. Like people have to discover you and you can't be proactive in terms of like finding the jobs, which I think is a big negative. And you're basically at the mercy of the algorithm there. Like if Upwork like reverses you with the algorithm, like you always have the chance to apply to the jobs and get almost, I would say, a level playing field with everyone. But on Fiverr, like if someone has like a long history, like you can't compete with them. Like the way I see it, you have to cut down your prices. If on Upwork it's like a month, on Fiverr like you have to cut down the prices for like years to be able to build out that like reviews and stuff like that. I also gave Toptal a shot. Like I went through the whole interview process. And I basically was accepted, but ultimately didn't want to go on that platform because when I talked about my hourly rate, like I was already on Upwork charging more than that, and it didn't make sense basically to get on a platform that brands themselves like a premium platform, but on Upwork I already charge more and are able to scale as an agency rather than just sticking to a freelancer, which you're kind of limited by on Toptal. So I think those were like all the platforms that I gave a shot. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Nikola.
Yeah.
This was very informative. I hope everyone watching this enjoys it. If you have any questions, leave them at the bottom of the video. Me and Nikola will answer them. Do you have anything else to add or no?
No, like I would just empower like everyone who wants to start on Upwork to give it a shot and actually like start on it. Don't be afraid. Don't focus too much on the negatives that people kind of associate with Upworks. Just give it a shot. You would see how rewarding is it. Like if basically what you said, if they have any questions about like Upwork, freelancing, they can feel free to basically contact me, and I'm more than open to give out suggestions.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye, guys. Oh, hello. Are you an ambitious freelancer or perhaps an agency owner that's already on Upwork and looking to scale your presence there, win more projects, and make more money? Or you're looking to start on Upwork right now and don't know where to begin? Well, boy, do I have the perfect solution for you. Go ahead and go to lancer.app and book a call right now with me or someone on the team, and all your dreams will come true. Well, maybe not all your dreams, but you will make money on Upwork. See you soon.